Hello and welcome to Talk Supt, a weekly podcast from Selma City Schools where you will hear information regarding our schools, the district, and the community at large. And now, our host, Dr. Avis Williams.
And welcome back to Talk Supt. As promised last week, we have a very special guest today. We've got Ms. Pamela Rackley, the principal of the Meadowview Lions. Welcome.
Thank you.
And of course, our co-host,
Courtney Washington,
our community engagement specialist. So we're super excited today. And as you know, we do have a couple of segments that we do every single week. We have the My Why segment where we have any of our teachers, leaders, or any special guests to just share with us why. Why do you do the important work that you do? What gets you up and gets you excited about supporting your Meadowview Lions? What's your why?
My why is getting up every morning to see those faces, to see the smiles, the hugs. They greet me under the breezeway each morning. They're happy. Even if I'm down, I forget about it because just to see them, to know they're here, they're welcoming, they're wanting me to be here with them.
Absolutely. You know, being in central office, having been a principal before, one of the things that just gives me life is going to an elementary school because, you just see, like you say, the smiling faces, and there's nothing like a hug from one of the babies.
Yes. Or the stories they can tell.
The stories they can tell, OMG, and they do have stories to tell. Yes. So we have you here as a special guest today, and as I shared with our viewers and listeners last week, all of our elementary schools are starting academies of academic excellence. Now, to be clear, the whole purpose of this is just to ensure that we're offering a wide variety of academic options, of engaging options for our scholars, and really taking elementary education to a whole other level. And I think the Meadowview Lions are ready for that. What do you think?
We are. For the months of December and January, we surveyed parents, and we had over 170 parents who participated in our survey. And the winning academy was STEM. Okay. So we're going to be called the Lions Lab. And we're going to focus on
we got to stay there for a second. The Lions Lab.
I love it.
Yes. We're the home of the Roaring Lions.
Yes.
So,
that is so creative. And you're focusing on?
Emphasis on coding. We're going to start simple to more complex. We're going to start at the kindergarten level. And with help from Mr. Simmons, our federal programs director, he's going to help us get some materials and some PD for that, some resources for that.
Oh, that's awesome. So I think I did share last week that you all are looking at an actual coding progression. Kindergartners code?
Yes, they are. Starting at kindergarten, they can code.
Wow. And so, when I've been in schools before and looking at the robotics, and, I love it when students can tell you in their own language, using academic language, what they're actually doing. Is that something we would be able to see?
You will see the academic language, and we're also the speaking and listening and the collaboration. The students will get to work with each other, critical thinking skills. So you will see all of that in our classes.
Wow. So
started at grade
the
10.
Lions Lab, and STEM, of course, is science, technology, engineering, and math. And, that we have two goals with all of our academies. We want to make sure that they support literacy. And literacy is not just reading, speaking, listening, and writing. So what are some things that our students might do as far as, how they're engaging with the Lions Lab that would support literacy?
With literacy, like the speaking and listening, if I just stop right there, it is very important for us to be able to speak and listen. You need to listen to understand. And also, they will have to be able to read. With coding, it's some investigation that will have to take place. So they're going to have to work together, reading, writing. They have to do some jot notes. So all of that, the twirl will come into place with the literacy aspect of it. And the teacher will be the facilitator.
And twirl is thinking, writing, investigating, reading, and listening.
No, it's talking, writing, investigating, reading, and listening.
Gotcha. Talking. Okay, so that's speaking part of literacy.
Is very important.
But I think my favorite part of that twirl is the I, which is the investigating. And then you mentioned that that's part of what they would be doing.
With the coding, yes, because they're going to have to really use their critical thinking skills to figure out, investigate in the text how I have to create this code. So that is
Gotcha.
going to be part of it.
Gotcha. So thinking, writing, investigating, reading, and listening. Now, do you understand
I
what twirl
understand
is?
it. I love it.
All right. Yeah. So I was just
Talking.
wanting to make sure that we had that growth moment for
Right.
us.
I understand that.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So lots of great stuff happening at the Meadowview Lions Lab.
Yes, ma'am. And we're going to do a soft rollout. We're
Okay.
planning to have our summer enrichment program, and we're going to incorporate some of the STEM parts, resources in that. So
Okay.
this summer. So no dates have been set yet, but we're planning to put that in our proposal.
I love
We were
it.
just
I
talking
love
about
it.
that last week about what the summer learning would be like
Right.
with the Academies of Academic Excellence.
Yes. And so, do you have partners, or do you need partners?
Yes, I need all partners, anyone who's interested in STEM. And today, earlier this morning, I was just thinking about what partners we may be able to utilize. Probably anybody like in the automotive businesses, like with the car manufacturers, or maybe even Charter and Spire, Alabama Power,
Yes,
anybody that will
absolutely.
help us. We are open to your suggestions and any of your partnerships.
Okay. Well, we've got our community engagement specialist right here,
And
so I know
I'm
you'll be
reaching
all
out,
over
yes.
that. Because that is one thing that we want to ensure for our academies, that not only are our teachers getting the professional learning that they need, but that we're involving the whole community as
Right.
much as possible. And in an area like STEM, where we're preparing our students to be college and career ready, it's beneficial for our community to get involved. How do you see this helping to prepare your scholars to be successful beyond Meadowview?
Okay, with STEM, and even if they're reaching out with community, jobs, opportunities
Yes.
like to internships, summer jobs, or even everyone is not going to college. That's just realistic. So Spire, other jobs, those are opportunities for them to have other careers.
Absolutely. And when we think about students being college and career ready, one thing that I always say is that our goal is for every child to have a career. And college is just one way for them to get there.
Right.
And it's a great way for many of our scholars, but for those who want to go straight into the career, having that background in STEM will be so powerful. And our middle school and high school offers a wide variety of STEM related classes that could piggyback on what you all are doing. Have you thought about partnering with the high school or middle school?
I was thinking about with the middle school, since they're closer in like age range, I said I would reach out to the middle school principal and have a conversation, maybe have some of our students go over for a field trip, and even with the partners, have our students to go visit some of those sites so they can see what the actual plants look like on the inside.
Okay, that's awesome. I love it. I love it. The Lions Lab at Meadowview. So we will definitely look forward to your soft rollout, and definitely looking to see what you guys are going to do during the school year, and we'll get those partnerships for
Yes,
you
we
as
will.
well.
Yeah.
Yes. Before we take a break, another segment that we always do is the street committee said, what? And so for today, one thing that I hear from time to time is that when we have job openings, when we have vacancies, I hear, they already know who they're going to hire. And of course, when I hear that I know they're talking about me. And I wanted to just clarify what our process is when we have vacancies. Of course, we're required by law to advertise the vacancies.
Right.
And then our HR department will vet the applicants and look at the qualifications, making sure that anyone that we interview meets those minimum qualifications. And then, depending on the position, we'll do a first round of interviews, and candidates will excel or not. And then we move to a second round of interviews. And for our second round, and this is especially for administrative positions, it's always going to be something hands-on, something that's performance-based. So if it's for a principal job, you're in a school and you're having to do a walkthrough, and you interviewed, so you've experienced this. And just making sure we get the right candidate. And so for the street committee, it's not true that we always know who we're going to pick. We're constantly looking for the best and brightest employees for any vacancy that we have, and we just need folks who are going to shine not only through that interview process, but be able to demonstrate what they bring to the table.
Yes.
So there you go, street committee. And we appreciate you being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
And again, excited about what you all are doing at the Lions Lab. We will be right back with another special guest. And we're back. And our special guest for this last segment of Talk Soup is no other than Dr. Margaret Jones of the Busy Bees of Edgewood.
Yay! Be a bee.
Bee.
Busy bee.
The Busy Bee, absolutely. How's it going?
Everything is going great. But you know you still had twirl wrong, right?
I do know. I want them thinking, but the T is for
Talk.
talking. So we're gonna get that twirl right, okay? I mean, I want twirl done right in our schools, and it's so important that we have those processes in place so children are talking. And speaking of talking, can you talk to us about your why?
Absolutely. My why is just waking up every morning and being able to ensure that our students have the most enriching and exciting education that they can have. We need to make sure that we are equipping them with the necessary tools. I know this is elementary school, but we have to look at the long range. They need to have those tools to be innovation ready when they graduate high school.
I love it. Innovation ready. And you're right, it's elementary, but they're still our scholars, right?
They are.
Yeah.
Busy bees.
The Busy Bees. I love it. Okay, so we're talking about academies of academic excellence, and you've got a name for your academy.
Yes. It is eCase. And
eCase.
it's Edgewood Career Academy of Commerce and Entrepreneurship.
Wow. Commerce and entrepreneurship.
Yes.
Wow. Career Academy. Tell us more.
Okay, I could talk forever, but just in a nutshell, I mentioned about part of my why was that we wanted to make sure they were innovation ready.
Yes.
And with the commerce and entrepreneurship piece, we want to make sure that the students are prepared to not only be business owners, but to be critical thinkers, to be able to create their own path, and not just to always have to rely upon someone else to forge their own future.
Right.
So we want them to be confident in who they are, of course have the academic piece, the achievement that goes along with all of that,
I love it.
the critical thinking, the creativity.
So what are some things that, now when I think about entrepreneurship, of course we think about business ownership, and you're a business owner, so I know that's got to be exciting.
Yes.
You're right. And so what are some things that our scholars will be able to do through this academy that they're not doing now?
Well, we definitely want them to have, I don't want to say service learning, but we want them to not only be able to, like I said, be able to collaborate, have the critical thinking, all those, the reading and the mathematics that goes along with it.
Will they own businesses?
That is
Can
the
they start a
plan.
business?
They can start a plan because we want them to have some type of culminating project. That's a
yeah.
requirement,
Project
not
based.
trying to say that every student who leaves Edgewood at the end of next year has to be a business owner. That would be wonderful.
What if they
Because
were?
think
What if
about what it would
every kid
contribute
was?
to Selma Dallas County.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that's exciting. But they'll have the tools and the knowledge and the resources if they choose to go that route.
Right, and we definitely want Edgewood to also have a product that we produce. And right now, the soft rollout is that we want to sell honey. So we need to try to find someone who
I may know someone.
because we wanted to sell honey to start out with the branding, the
Why
marketing.
wouldn't Busy Bees sell honey?
Right.
That makes
Honey.
sense.
And it helps the environment.
You're right.
Because
Yes.
we're preserving those honeybees. So
I love it.
we wanted to have maybe an Edgewood bee honey, the Edgewood Scholar honey, something with the
Yeah.
catch. But that'll be a
Oh,
part
that's
of the
great.
process as far
Okay.
as with the overall concept.
Okay. And I think I saw somewhere that you all are looking at the Lemonade Project.
Yes, we are looking at the Lemonade Project, and I have to put in a call to the Selma Dallas County Chamber because
Okay.
I looked and I saw that this area wasn't a county that had the Lemonade Project, but I still
Oh.
wanted to see if we could still partner with a couple of our partners where we could do our own Lemonade Project.
Okay, and that's where the students basically set up a lemonade stand as a business.
It's a business, and there are some requirements with the Lemonade Project. Of course, they have to design or have some type of facility because they're just not going to be out on the middle of the street
Right.
selling.
They have to create a lemonade
Create
stand.
a lemonade stand. They
Yeah.
have to be able to pitch and brand it.
Oh, that's so cool.
And of course, the marketing piece when it comes to how are you going to share your product.
Yeah.
And they want them to also be able to reach out to business owners because again, it's a part of teaching these children how they can
Absolutely.
forge their own future, have their own businesses.
Oh, that is
Critical
so great.
thinking is so important to spark that creativity for
Yeah,
them.
so thinking does matter, even though it's not part of Quora.
But they do have to talk in order to fail.
And investigate.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Oh, that is awesome. So I've seen online, and of course we had Gabby from Gabby Bowes here, but I see from time to time on Twitter these elementary children who have started their businesses, and I think it's exciting that our scholars will have, like I said, the knowledge base and the resources to be able to do that if they choose.
Absolutely. Just in researching this project, it was revealed that entrepreneurship, it helps the community. It helps those children the ones that we want to sit down but don't always like to sit down because they can move around, and it also helps with keeping them out of trouble because they're active, thinking, working on something
And
collectively.
it's a leadership skill
Absolutely.
to be able to advocate for their own business.
Right.
I mean, like you said, the talking piece and being able to share and to sell themselves or their business model, or whatever the case may be, to others. I love it. I love
And
it.
confidence.
Confidence, yes.
That's one thing.
Yeah. So are you looking for some specific business partners?
Absolutely. We're looking for partners. We definitely want to reach out to our Chamber of Commerce because
Okay.
I think it may be easier if we work with them and
Yes.
then we could share our information with the business owners in the area.
Yes.
We would like to partner with Selma High Schools, their FBLA and DECA, because there aren't any. When I was looking, just were there any type of clubs for the children? FBLA starts in 6th grade, but if we
Gotcha.
could still have some mentors
Yes.
from high school, and that
And they
could
will
give
be
them
ready
some.
by the time they get to School of Discovery.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, and I love it when our schools partner with each other. Where maybe even some of the elementary schools, it might be that the STEM, the Lions Lab of Meadowview might
Right.
partner with the Busy Bees for their entrepreneurship. But just to be able to think creatively in terms of what this could look like for our entire community, by changing what elementary education looks like for Selma City Schools.
Absolutely.
Well, we appreciate you sharing with
you.
us, and
This is
definitely
nice.
again look forward to getting those partnerships and seeing the academy. Say the whole name again, ECASE.
ECASE, Edgewood Career Academy of Commerce and Entrepreneurship.
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much for
Thank
sharing.
you.
So as we wrap up, we always have to give announcements and shout outs. And today I am repping our Aim for Excellence 5K. And this is the shirt from last
Yes,
year,
it is.
which makes this year our second annual Aim for Excellence 5K.
Here I am with another paper flyer. However, eventually we would be able to possibly do a scroll across with the, with the
We're going to
website.
up our technology game here soon.
Yes. The link is already available to register. This year we have the same 1 mile and the 5K. And you can also register as a virtual run. And the prices are there. But the website is https://runsignup.com/race/AL/Selma.
Or you could just go to our website or one of our social media outlets. And where are we on social media?
We
again?
are on Facebook and Instagram as well as Twitter.
And I think I saw that on Instagram.
Yes, on there.
Yeah. So it's out there. So our Aim for Excellence 5K is August 3rd.
August 3rd,
right
7:30.
here in Selma at Block Park.
I have a challenge. You're looking at the winner for my age group for last year. So
Uh-oh.
it's a challenge.
Uh-oh.
And also this year we are pushing to have more of our scholars to sign up. I think
Yes, school teams would be cool.
Yes, that would be awesome. Ms. Rackley's Kennedy won for her age group last year.
Okay. That is fantastic. So yeah, we do want more participation. We got a challenge right here. I'm not trying to brag, but I think I was the overall female winner
My
last year.
husband was behind her in the struggle.
I would have won, but I was sitting up on the back end, so I couldn't participate.
The point is, sign up for our
Yes.
Aim for Excellence
Fun.
5K. We would really appreciate seeing your smiling faces out there. Appreciate your support and getting healthy for the start of the school year. We'll share more information about the other activities that will be taking place that day, but go online to any of our social media sites and get
Yes.
signed up.
Please.
So, as we wrap up, thank you all so much for joining us. Anything else?
Yes,
you need
I
to share?
have one shout out. I do want to do a partner
Yes.
shout out each week. And this week I would like to shout out the Rotary Club of
Yes.
Selma. In the fall, they did a bike giveaway, and we're going to do the second half of that in the spring. And so we will be able to recognize a scholar for each of our elementary schools. And so thank you to the Rotary Club for your dedication to education and support of
and as a proud Rotarian, I am so super excited that we get to do that.
Yes.
So yes, thank you Rotary of Selma. This concludes Talk Soup for this week. We look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you.